Did we come to the agreed upon amount?
So I'm going to ask for some help from Keziah Sullivan, who's our Director of Operations. Just wanted to give Keziah some kudos. This is one of dozens of opportunities that we're going to be pursuing for revenue. So she had worked with the town of Springport and the Union Springs Fire Department back in the fall of 2024 to talk through this. They're very excited about this agreement, have a lot of respect for our ambulance service. We met with them just a couple of weeks ago and expressed the same. In fact, they were so excited about this agreement that they approved it and signed it, the draft copy of it, before we could even get it to you. So, but I'll have Keziah talk about how the numbers came about.
So it's important to me to always try to do things correctly and fairly, just personally. But our circumstances have changed every year. So we try to make these decisions based on the data that we have, to the best of our ability. So last fall, I spoke with the comptroller's office and to try to figure out what fair rates would be. And the way that we did it is to look at some of the administrative costs that aren't reflected directly in our budget. You know, our revenue numbers have been pretty good, and we seem to be covering our operating budget with our revenue. But we understand that there are things like corporation counsel services, payroll services, city software that aren't reflected in our operating budget. And we want to make sure that with any agreements like that, the cost of those is shared equally between city taxpayers and taxpayers in any town that we're making an agreement with. So we came up with a formula based on the information that we had at that time, and that's what we used. I also wanted it to be, and it worked out that it was, within the range of other town municipal contracts. So looking at the rest of the towns south of the city, this is a little less than what other towns are paying, but we have the economics of scale in our favor here. It becomes less expensive to run a bigger system when you start breaking it down. So that works in everybody's favor in this case. I do want to add that this doesn't change anything that we're already doing. So we have been by default the primary provider of ambulance transport in the town of Springport for almost 2 years. And this doesn't obligate us to put an ambulance in the town. That's not included in the contract. This is very different than what we did with Owasco. This is just them supporting what we're already doing.
Very good. Any other questions? I want to reiterate what Ms. Haynes said. Thank you for working through this. There is a value to what this ambulance service is providing, not only to the people of Auburn, but to people throughout Cuyahoga County. I think this is a perfect example, similar to what we've done with water and sewer rates, with the watershed inspection program, collaborating with other municipalities rather than competing with one another to provide services. One point of clarification, in addition to this fee that the town of Springport will pay, we will still bill either insurance companies or the patient for these services, correct?
That's correct.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.